YouTube, it's Will from Middle Development, and this is my 235th weekly update. So, finally decided what we were going to do with the David interviews. As some of you may remember, I sat down and did a very long interview with my good friend David, and I ended up cutting up the ones where I was interviewing him into about 8 parts, or 7, I think it was 8. And then I'm still working on the ones where he interviewed me, and what we decided is basically he's going to upload all the ones where I ask questions to him to his channel, and I'm going to upload the ones where he talked to me to my channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do recap videos where I'm basically going to tell you what this video is about, this one, the topics we covered in the respective videos, with a link to that video in the description because it is on his channel, and if I upload it on mine, YouTube might get kind of funny. So that's the way we're going to do that for the 8. He's already released 2 of them so far. I am going to have a slightly slower release schedule on those, just because I like to have consistent and slow rolling content, whereas he's putting out a lot of content himself, but he just kind of wants to get this information out there as quickly as possible. And it's not that I don't want to do that, it's just I have other things scheduled already in, so it's like, on this Sunday I'll put these video, that kind of thing. And YouTube has actually made it made it a lot better for creators to release videos and schedule them out a lot easier. It used to be, when I first started, and that was about 3 years ago now, you had to basically put it up as either unlisted or private, and then make it listed or unprivate it in order for it to go live. And now you can, premiere videos if you want. You can schedule them to just release automatically, which is what I do with my 2 videos, by the way. And that's what I'll do with these. I'm going to sit down, well, not sit down. I'm going to spend this weekend, and I'm going to record all these videos, and I'm going to finish editing together all the. I have one more review video that I still have to put together, and then I have all those other interview footage that he did, where he interviewed me, and that was a little bit shorter than his. His, like I said, about 8 parts, about 10 to 15 minutes a piece. Mine are going to be probably like 4 parts, again 10 to 15 minutes a piece. And again, I'll just schedule those out on Sundays. When I have that schedule, I'll let you guys know on one of the updates. Until that time, just look forward to it. Make sure you subscribe, that way you don't miss any of that information coming out. And like I said, I'll put the links to that video, video part 1. We'll have the link to it to his channel over there. I'm not sure how he's planning on debuting mine when I put my interviews up, but that's what we ended up doing. So this week was a deload week, which was well needed, based on just how I felt last week with everything. Everything was not great, let's just put it that way. And it was what much needed. And today specifically, man, it was I'm glad I didn't have to do a lot of work, because I was very busy at work today, and it just wore me out. On top of the fact I just didn't sleep well last night. It is what it is. It happens sometimes, Regardless, ended up squatting. I didn't manage to get as heavy as I would have liked to have gone, but it's one of those things where I'm like, leave the ego at the door, forget what the weight on the bar is, let's just focus on good form and good movement patterns. And that's exactly what happened on squat. I think I worked up to 255. Would have liked to have gone heavier, but you know what? It was a weight that didn't put my back in a very compromised position in terms of pain. And press went great. I think I went to 140 first singles. Those felt awesome. And then deadlifts tonight, I went to 315 just for a bunch of singles. And on my 2 video, which will come out on Wednesday from this training footage, or you can follow me on Instagram at Will Development to see those videos as they go up the night of. I had one lift recorded. I had recorded a couple of the lifts. I should say a few of them. And I actually decided to just put up the worst one of the night. And that's part of my accountability thing. And even as bad as it was, it's still probably an 8 out of 10 lift. Speed was decent. Form was good-ish. I didn't stay nearly as tight as I wanted to, but it was mostly my upper back rounding instead of my low back, which I can live with, and it didn't really hurt. And right now my back is feeling kind of pumped and tight, not necessarily in pain. I still feel that little pinch that I've had there for coming on, a few months now, since September of last year. So, not September, yeah, about September, October-ish was when it really started to hit me hard. So we're coming up on 5, almost 6 months of that. And I'm still going to do my back video. I may even record that this weekend, but I'm making no promises. So it was a decent week. I'm looking forward to next week where I think it's my 3x3s. So we'll see what I can manage to do. I'd like to hit 315 on squats, but we'll see how that goes. I'd also like to be pulling somewhere around 350 on deadlifts, but again, we'll see how that goes. I'm just refusing to sacrifice form on deadlifts right now. If I have to pull 315 for 3s, even though I did 315 for 5s, just 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. That's where I'm at, and I'm not gonna compromise the form. And press, honestly, it's just that goes great because it doesn't really hurt my back at all in any of the positions in the press, So it's a great movement because I can just continue to get stronger and stronger with it as time progresses, and things are just going great. I'm slated to hit probably 275, maybe even, or not 275, 175, maybe even 180 at the end of this, and we'll see how all that goes. Last time I was supposed to do it 175 and ended up around 170. So it's a learning process. It just takes time. I'm not going to push it, and I need to understand that my standing press, used to be my worst movement, and now it's becoming one of my better movements, and it was because I spent so much time perfecting it, and being such a stickler with it, and I'm going to have to change my mentality and do that with the deadlift now and realize that is also one of my worst movements, if not my worst now, and I need to get better at it and just practice it and really put in the work and make sure everything goes right, because as it stands right now, the squat, basically, it hurts when I squat, but I can tell the strength is right there. It's one of those things where I can't express my strength that's there because of the pain. Whereas with the deadlift, it's like, I don't even know if the strength is there, and the pain doesn't really hold me back. It's just my shit form that is. So it's one of those things I'm going to have to work on, but as always, we are leading towards progression. Anyway, be sure to subscribe. That way you can check out those videos with the interviews I did with David and all the other content I have coming out in the coming weeks, months, and etc. and etc. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?